How can we become a skillful, a graceful master at about anything in life? Because here's the thing, have you ever put something off or not done something at all because you were afraid of looking like a foolish beginner? Or maybe because you were afraid of being ridiculed, laughed at, judged? Let me know, because I know I can relate, right? Or have you ever caught yourself thinking, oh, he or she is so amazing, they can do it, it's easy for them, but not for little old me? Then this is the video for you, the episode for you, and I'm excited you're here. Hello and welcome. In case we haven't met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com, and I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. And please don't be shy, whether you're on live with me here or on the replay. Let me know where you're tuning in from, because I love to come back, circle around and say hello to you. And thank you for spending some of your very valuable lifetime with me here today. So here's the thing. At some stage in our life, we all start out as beginners, whatever it is, whatever skill we're looking at. Maybe let's just take an easy example. Let's take the example of going live, right? Now, I don't know about you, whether you already do live videos, whether you're putting it off, whether they scare you, whether you think, oh, everybody else can do a live video, but not little old me. This used to be me around about 2 years ago. Absolutely. And I can so relate. And I was scared and afraid of looking foolish, of being laughed at, of being ridiculed, of stumbling over my words, of losing my train of thought, of making a fool of myself, right? And here's the thing. Last weekend, I attended a workshop, and there was actually this quote that really hit home with me. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I come across a quote. I love quotes, right? And this quote really hit. It tugged on my heartstrings, actually. So here it is, just for your pleasure as well, right? So if we're not willing, or hang on, I'm going to do it the other way. We want to embrace the suck. Because if we're not willing to pay the cost of entry, to look like a fool, we will never become a graceful master, right? So that's what inspired today's video title, if you wish, right? So here's the thing, and let me know whether this has ever been you as well, right? Being scared of something, maybe it is going live, whatever it is, drop it down below. I'm looking forward to exchanging our ideas there, right? Now, the last couple of days, I actually helped a new team member of mine do her very first live video, and it was a struggle. And she persevered and she did it. And it was such an exciting moment for me to actually see her go live, right? And it really threw me back to when I did my very first live video, right? I nearly had a heart attack. That's what I wanted to say. Hang on. It was not graceful. I put it off for weeks, for days, for hours. And when finally the moment came, I double-checked everything, the lighting, the sound, my notes. I had to, visit the restroom a couple of times before I actually did go live. And then the thing happened that I'd been afraid of happening. That is, I blushed, right? And when I blush, I don't know whether you can tell from my skin type, but when I blush, it's like it's huge, right? It's not a blush a little up here on the cheeks. It's going to be all over my chest and the neck. And it's really, you can see it, right? And of course it happened. And it was, I really wanted to hide away. And but I couldn't, right? I was going live. So I'll never forget that. And I've not deleted that video, and I never will, because our first live videos suck. And that's okay, right? We're not ourselves. We try to be professional, maybe, or whatever it might look like for you. For me, that is what it looked like, right? I tried to be perfect. And far from it. I was not perfect. I was not graceful. And I'm still not today. And that's not what matters, right? What matters is I'm able to see my own evolution, because I kept that initial live video, and I can always come back. I can always go back there, and I actually used it on the new team member. She had a look at it and we're like, oh, okay, I think I can do that, right? And that's so helpful. And it's also helpful to see our evolution. So when we overcome that, I'm not sure if I'm good enough, if I'm confident enough, if I can do this. So if we just overcome that, right? and going to go into 5 awesome tips in a second here, and we start moving forward, we can become better and eventually reach that graceful mastery that we all are looking for in so many things in our lives, right? So here's my 5 tips for you. Embrace the fact that learning and being a beginner is part of life. It's normal. It is kind of the cost of entry that we want to pay, that we have to pay at some point, okay? If we want to become good at anything, whether it's dancing, whether it's playing tennis like my son, whether it's doing a live video, whether it's building your business, you're going to start at some point, right? And depending on your so far experiences in your life, that's going to be a real good experience or a not so good experience. You're going to be awesome or not so much. It doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is that you get started. You do it anyway, okay? And just embrace the fact it's part of life and learning. And if we don't pay the cost of entry, that's the only way to ensure that we're never going to reach mastery. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Number 2. Please quit playing the scenario, the worst case scenario, over and over and over in your head, right? So shut down the cinema that's going on, the movie in your own mind, right? Because, and whether you do that before and overthinking it and imagining the worst case happening, or if after the fact you keep on playing the scenario of, blushing like, I don't know, some kind of red bird all over your live video, whatever it might look like, it doesn't change anything. You can't change it anymore, right? So stop thinking about the future and stop dwelling in the past. Live in the here and now. Do the things that you can do right now, which is often a lot, right? Then also, I'm going to share a story here with you from a friend and mentor. I was at a workshop in the United States of America, so very far from home. And this beautiful lady in a beautiful dress, real tight and right? She was about to go on stage. And the thing that we all dread, right, don't we, ladies? When we wear a dress like that happened. It went rich, right? It tore apart right on her back. So, and here's, plenty of people saw it. And there was actually also a gentleman standing right behind her. And she turned around with that huge smile. And I'll never forget that, right? Because seriously, had it happened to me, I would have been like, where can I go hide now, right? I'm not going to go on stage now after that happening, right? And she just turned around. First, she said, first she froze a second or so. And I can so relate, right? And then she switched the flip and you could actually feel that in her energy. So she turned around with a bright smile on her face saying, oh, I'm sorry. And then I could really feel her thinking and switching and going, actually, you're welcome, right? Because she's a beautiful woman. So I'll never forget that. It was hilarious for me, right? How she handled it. So if ever you've experienced somebody, having a little bit of an embarrassing moment and handling it in a way that inspires you, think back to that moment, okay? And use that. And actually, if you can, laugh it off. That's what Carrie did. And it was really, really good. It's going to stick with me forever, that story. So number 4 is don't make a big deal about it. Like Carrie did, right? She didn't go, oh my gosh, what's happening? Where's my husband? Where can I go hide? No, she turned around to smile, to laugh it off, right? So she didn't make a big deal about it. Now, for myself, when I make a big deal, so I'm teaching, right? I'm teaching in the middle of an episode like this. And suddenly I can feel myself, I can feel the blush start coming on, right? Now I can make a huge point of it. I can draw your attention there. Or I can decide to just deliver my content, to just do what I've come here to do and then get it done with, whether or not I look foolish. Does that make sense? Let me know whether you can relate, right? So whether it's maybe you're a blusher too, let me know. I hope I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, right? Maybe you break into a sweat regularly when you really get stressed, or maybe you lose your train of thought, or you forget what it is that you wanted to say, or you stumble over your words, whatever it might look like on a live video, right? Maybe, I don't know, your naked kids come photobombing your live video, right? Aren't these the videos that we stick with longest, that make us go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I can so relate to that person. Here's another story from another mentor of mine. She was in the middle of a huge training, right? Many, many people there on her computer. And we were watching her on a Zoom, and she actually had her Christmas tree up right behind her. It was really done beautifully, and it was decorated, and it was lovely to look upon, right? And I could see it start moving like round about halftime of her training. But the mentor didn't realize, because she was so into it, right? And at some point, that whole Christmas tree came crushing down. Right? It actually was a dog who kind of like felled it, right? So aren't these the moments that we can relate with most, right? Aren't these the moments when we go, I so understand how that person feels, and all of a sudden you see the real person. And again, how lovely it is to see when somebody actually doesn't take themselves too seriously and can just laugh things off, which is what this mentor did as well. Right? Number 5, leading me into that actually, is none of us are necessarily born masters at anything, right? We had to learn how to walk, had to learn how to speak several languages in some of our cases, right? And if a child stopped in their tracks, afraid of making a fool of themselves, you and I, if we had stopped at that point, we wouldn't be sitting here, right? I wouldn't be doing this live video, and you wouldn't be watching me. Right? So here's the thing to also remember, and that's something that really helped me when I understood it, that by failing forward, by doing things imperfectly, but getting them done, we actually give permission to others to fail forward too. So at the end of the day, we're not necessarily only doing it for us, but we're doing it for other people as well. Let me know whether you can relate to that. So, and talking about not taking ourselves too seriously, here's my exercise, my fun exercise. It actually comes from body and dance therapy, which is one of my huge passions. And I'm excited to share this with you here, okay? So make sure, if you have friends who struggle with this, who, maybe their names popped into your head, just go ahead and send the video on its way to them. Let's all, raise our skills here and get started with the things that are calling us to do, because they need to be done. Because you, my friend, if you're still watching, you do have a unique gift for this world, and this world needs it from you. So please go ahead and start doing live video, okay? So, but here's my little exercise, especially I often do that before I go live, especially when I feel like, oh, this is an important one and I really want to deliver it to the best of my ability, right? And I really put a lot of pressure like on my shoulders. This is a huge exercise for me that really helps me. So I hope you're going to like it. So here's what we do. You actually put the pressure truly on your shoulders, right? And like your head is sinking in and your shoulders are like moving up, okay? And you do it to the best of your ability, it doesn't matter, right? And you actually can join me in doing this exercise. And the good thing for you is I can't see you, but you can see me. So this is gonna be a laugh for you, I promise. So that's what we do, right? So, oh, this is also difficult. Little old me can't do it. It's so easy for Katrin. Maybe that's what you're thinking. No, it's not. But Katrin is making a point here. That's why I'm doing it. So, okay, shoulders up, ears like between your shoulders, okay? So your arms like hanging down awkwardly, and then you take a deep breath and you do what horses do. Do you know what horses do? They do this to relax. Okay, ready? So we're going to combine two movements here, okay? First is we drop, let our shoulders drop. Okay, easy. You can do that, can't you? Awesome. And now we combine it with how horses relax, right? This is actually called relax like a horse. So, right, we put all the pressure on our on our neck, on our shoulders. It's also difficult. And now we let it actually drop, and we relax like a horse at the same time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, try it. Do me that favor, try it. Again, I can't see you doing it. Nobody else can. But try that. And let me know whether you can keep from laughing. I would love to know. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time because it's so much fun. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter so much, right? Let's give each other a laugh. It's not a big deal at the end of the day. It's not going to matter in 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. Do it anyway. Get started, okay? So because once you get started, you actually can do. You can evaluate. You can make mistakes, and you can evaluate them, learn from them, and become better and better and better every time you repeat and you try and you do your best and you evaluate again. And at the end of the day, at some point, you will have become, without even noticing, a graceful master, okay? And that's what I want for you. So if you're brave enough, which I know you are if you're still here, right? Please put down below what it is that you are willing to embrace the suck of to master that skill, okay? So what's one thing that you've been maybe putting off, thinking that you weren't good enough, that other people were better than you, whatever that might look like for you, where you were scared to look like a foolish beginner, and now you're going to put down, and now I'm willing to pay the cost of entry, okay, to get going and to become a skillful master at that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. If it was, let me know. Again, feel free to send the broadcast on its way so it can help and inspire many, many others. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed Sunday. I'm looking forward to see you again on Tuesday. All the best from Katrin. Bye for now.